Willkommen zurück zum Fermi-Paradox. Zuletzt sind unsere lieben Dinosaurier ausgestorben. Und Cosmic Dust obscures the light reaching Earth. Ach ja. Meine planet is formed from ice and debris in the solar system. So spannend. Da sind jetzt die Tattoo-Echsen unterwegs zur Erde. Wer weiß, wie die Dinosaurier hätten profitieren können von dem Wissen, wenn sie es hätten teilen wollen. Und dann sterben sie einfach vorher aus, weil sie sich um Ressourcen streiten. Was für ein witziges Szenario bei den Menschen, wenn es genauso passieren würde. Ich weiß nicht, das Jahr 2070, Menschen rotten sich aus, weil der Planet kaputt gegangen ist, zumindest das, was die Menschen vom Planeten brauchen. 2071 kommen Außerirdische, die Lösungen für alle Probleme gehabt hätten. Ach ja. Faulty cryochambers. The primitive cryosleep technology of the Ark fleet can lead to fatal damages to the frozen passengers. These defects are only visible when the formation are unfrozen at regular intervals. When we tried to revive our cleaning staff, we discovered they'd been dead for nearly 30,000 years. Who's going to clear away the bodies? That's what I want to know. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Großartiges Buch, sehr zu empfehlen. The simple computer system detects anomalies among the frozen crew and alerts the captain. After many years of research and engineering, the cryochamber system is repaired. After the first crew members perished, the onboard rocket scientists can repair most of the critical issues of the cryosystems, but even still there are times when formation never awake from cryosleep. The complete cryosystem is broken beyond repair, and suspended sleep is a pure gamble of life and death. Many will not survive the journey to Soul. Ja, wir nehmen Regular Development. The Formation Logistics Officers are optimizing the efficiency of the Formation Ark fleet. Formation Ark fleet support systems are optimized by the Formation Engineers. The Formation crew refit a section of the ship. What discoveries await us in the Soul System? Ja, es war mal Dinosaurier. Was geht denn bei den Bautier? Genug Ressourcen, da kommt es zu keinen Kriegen, nachdem erstmal alle gestorben sind fast. An influential, virulent leaf cultivator rises to power and vexes. The virulent grow to fear their ruthless leaf cultivator. The thinkers of Vexus inspire the virulent to live peacefully. Formation communities. The Formation create an influential organization that catalogs and coordinates research and science agendas on a global scale. Science makes people reach selflessly for truth and objectivity. It teaches people to accept reality with wonder and admiration, not to mention the deep awe and joy that the natural order of things brings to the true scientist. Lise Meitner. The World Science Organization is so efficient and well regarded that they secure direct control over most government bodies, influencing and ultimately controlling the formation. Wissenschaftler führen die Welt an. Connecting all scientists of the formation massively expands their research capabilities. The organization cannot reach an agreement on their core policies and after a great deal of infighting disbands. Civilization Pillar, ich will sehen, was passiert. We will fight always for equal rights of every formation. Klingt schön. Could we defend ourselves against an alien invasion? Ich glaube, ihr würdet das hinbekommen, ja. If alien beings exist, they would have to visit. If alien beings exist, they would have visited Kepler long ago, or at least have given us some indication of their existence. Das Fermi-Paradox im Fermi-Paradox. So. An army of motorized infantry is defeated by a naval battle fleet belonging to a powerful formation world science organization. The once powerful World Science Organization falls in Kepler 4. Die führen jetzt wirklich tatsächlich alles an. The civil rights activists of Kepler 4 inspired the formation to live peacefully. Formation World Science Organizations. The formation reach a digital age. The formation are now connected via complex computer systems, satellite networks, and mobile communication devices. With constant interaction in the global computer network and new digital art forms, cultural transformation is dark and rapid. Preliminary genetic and biodigital experiments could lead to health improvements and longevity, but caution is advised in these and other uncharted territories. The NSA has built an infrastructure that allows it to intercept almost everything. With this capability, the vast majority of human communications are automatically ingested without targeting. Edward Snowden, American whistleblower. Formation all over Kepler 4 have unprecedented access to information, thanks to the internet. With processing power to spare, they may launch a coordinated search for intelligent life in the galaxy, or try to find cures for the deadliest diseases. Formation continue the exploration of space with renewed vigor. Navigating the pitfalls of mass consumerism, city planners explore possibilities for genetically modified crops that are safe to eat and also sustainable for farmers and the environment. Digital technology applied to warfare results in guided missiles, enhanced recon, and remotely piloted combat drones. With autonomous killing machines just around the corner, world science organizations could also implement ubiquitous surveillance to keep tabs on the citizens. Ja gut, wir haben die Formation World Science Organization, dann gehen wir auch mal in Richtung Wisdom. Formation can now connect large metropolitan areas on global scale. Digital age technology allows the Formation optimal access to all Kepler-4 resources. Reduction in Vex. Schon wieder. A new trend emerges among the virulent. Wealthy landowners repurpose cleared land to plant great forests of flora from all over Vexus. Though the practice begins as a way to flaunt wealth, early virulent academics note that the reforested land an abundant resource of plants useful for both food and medicine. A forest ecology is a delicate one. If the forest perishes, its fauna may go with it. The Afshian word for world is also the word for forest. Musula Kailegun. Delighted by the beauty and usefulness of the agroforests, the virulent embraced a new practice. Artificial multi-trustor forests become common on Vexus, and every land region becomes widely cultivated. The new forests have their admirers, but the costs are too high for the practice to spread widely. It remains relatively uncommon, used only by the wealthiest landowners and the occasional upper-class farmer. Wealthy farmers feel threatened by the new forests, which threaten the traditional practices that form their way of life. They respond by sending out bands of arsonists to burn the forests to the ground. Civilization Pillar. Pflanzen, die sich um Pflanzen kümmern, finde ich irgendwie logisch. Virulent incinerators lay down their incendiary granites and abandon the art of war. Vexus floats in a vast rim of heather. Is their life after death? An animal species on Cleese Sea forms complex social structures. Climate change on Wormwood Prime destroys a major plant species. That's schade. Seismic activity produces a new mountain range on Frogstar 1. Regal System. Oktopus-Schweinchen. Ich dachte, ich muss meine Frau mal darum bitten, dass sie mir so ein Oktopus-Schweinchen als Plüschtier macht. A new civilization is born. A life form on the ice planet Regal 7 has started making simple tools and has developed. Genau, kennen wir. Was haben wir? Oha. Gut, habe ich nicht genug für die Balanced Species. Die Ash, a rational species of furry fish creatures with very complex swarm behavior. The cooler, aggressive humanoid pig creatures wanting the ice plants primarily to compete with others of their kin. Und sentient and resilient plants, die Dorloth. They dwell deep under the ice, rise at nightfall to wander the surface to feed. Wir nehmen die Standardspezies. Die Kula. Die Menschenschweine. The chemical composition of the ice crystals on Regal 7 gives the polar caps greenish color. Das ist ja spannend. On Regal 7, the cooler civilization is born. The cooler built an astonishing monument on Regal 7. Als allererstes Stonehenge. Zero gravity gardening. The crew is experimenting with growing plants from Kepler-4 in the zero gravity areas of the Ark fleet. If successful, they will be able to feed a much larger population. Food is absolutely crucial to the psychology of your crew, and you need to handle that carefully. Angelo Vermeulen, Belgian Space Systems Researcher. Das stimmt wohl. Wenn man weiß, dass man auf Essen und Trinken zurückgreifen kann, lebt es sich ganz anders. The plants flourish without gravity and all available space is transformed into a lush zero-G greenhouse. A population boom occurs on Ark fleet. The zero-G gardening project is moderately successful and adds enough surplus food to slightly increase the population of the Ark fleet. On that end, the plant life of Kepler-4 do not take to zero gravity and the rocket scientists abandon the idea. Wir nehmen das reguläre Entwicklungsfeld. The sector of the Ark fleet was changed into a laboratory to experiment with growing plants into zero gravity. The experiment yielded more food than expected, which had a slight impact on the population. Will we reach our destination safely? Ich weiß nicht, wie lange ihr noch braucht, aber momentan habt ihr noch Ressourcen für knapp 60 Jahre. What discoveries await us in the Sol system? Several Formation Ark Fleet officers are removed from their posts. Okay. Will we reach our destination safely? Huch, so viele. The virulent mourn the death of a beloved leaf cultivator. Und wieder zurück. Manchmal springt mir das dann auch ein bisschen schnell. Ich wollte mich jetzt erstmal um die anderen kümmern. Paradigm Shift in Kepler. Lava canals. Using advanced technology, the formation tamed the natural flow of the lava rivers of their primal world. A sophisticated system of lava streams creates an artificial network of magma canals that connect the metropolitan areas of Kepler-4. Nobody lives long on fire canal duty. Patching up the glowing dam walls is slow suicide. I hope I can escape the maintenance convoy before it's too late. Mosh, a Fermi discard worker. 9th cycle wormwood system. The network of lava streams is used to generate energy for the formation. The engineering skills that are needed to create a stable stream system capable of containing molten rocks spawn an entire generation of magma dam constructors. Cultural expansion. Controlled lava flows open up new territories where materials, plural. Okay, ich glaube, da ist noch ein Programmierfehler drin. Can be exploited. The government, plural, rush to establish magma canal projects all over Kepler-4 to make room for new metropolitan areas. Cultural descent. Who controls the magma lock gates controls Kepler-4. Wer das Spice kontrolliert, kontrolliert das Universum. By opening the canal gates and releasing lava among the regions of hostile world science groups, these structures hold a critical military value. Immer das Militär, immer Krieg. Weniger Ressourcen, mehr Menschen, mehr Tattoo-Echsen. 60, damit hätten wir nur noch einen. Was allerdings nochmal so eine gewisse Spannung in das Spiel reinbringen würde, wenn ich keine Punkte mehr hätte. Engineering is a popular career choice on Kepler-4. All metropolitan areas on Kepler-4 are powered by artificial lava stream networks. A remarkable feat of engineering that has inspired many formations to develop their construction skills and further develop their areas. Formation Arcfleet Relay computer systems compile fascinating new data. Digital experts gather for celebration of the ingenuity of their predecessors at the giant radio tower building on Kepler-4. An influential formation community representative rises to power on Kepler-4. Natural global warming dramatically impacts the climate on Wormwood Prime. Aha, das war jetzt noch so ein übergebliebenes aus dem Hauptsektor. On Kepler-4 formation, ecologists establish new resource management methods. Cooler use cave paintings to spread lies and superstition. A depleted land region on Region 7 recovers under the care of cooler planters. Guck, und jetzt ist wieder der neue Event. Anstatt dass ich mich um die Cooler kümmern kann. The virulent cross the oceans of Vexus in search for wealth, subjugating native societies on other continents in the process. This plunder of the new lands leads to frequent conflicts between the colonists and the indigenous groups. After the battle, all men, women and children who fell into German hands, wounded or otherwise, were mercilessly put to death. Then the Germans set off in pursuit of the rest, and all those found by the wayside and in the sandveld were shot down and bayoneted to death. Ran Cloete Statement on the Herero Genocide. Ja, etwas, was... Das habe ich in der Schule auch nie gelernt. Das ist auch so ein bisschen... Also, da sind wir wieder bei dem Thema, muss man die Schüler irgendwie traumatisieren oder muss man die sich schlecht fühlen lassen in der Schule? Ich weiß nicht, wenn das eigene Volk ein Genozid betreibt und das war vor dem Zweiten Weltkrieg, dann kann das vielleicht Einfluss haben. Und wir müssen doch aus unserer Geschichte lernen, um die Fehler zu verstehen, die gemacht wurden, um auch Sühne zu zeigen, um auch Fehler wieder gut machen zu wollen. Und das einfach auszublenden, ist doch keine Möglichkeit, irgendwie sinnvoll durch das Leben zu gehen. Das macht doch nichts besser. Foreseeing centuries of bloodshed and stressing the immorality of their oppression of the native peoples, dominant leaders sign a treaty of non-interference in their former colonies. Können wir uns nicht leisten. The virulent conquests bring death to the many in the colonies. The usage of fungal bomb during this war will wipe out the entire virulent population. Ja, krass. Colonialism is met with insurgency in the colonies and battles between colonists vying over control of territory. Vexus falls into a constant state of war. Jetzt sind wir an dem Punkt, dass wir nicht genug Punkte haben, weil wir uns zu sehr vielleicht um ein anderes Volk gekümmert haben, was jetzt dazu führt, dass alle Entscheidungen aus der Vergangenheit jetzt dazu führen, dass unsere Kletterpflanzen sterben. Vorher die Plage, durch die Krankheit, jetzt Krieg. Aufgrund von Kolonialismus. This planet was once inhabited by a species called the Boutier. Vex, the flower star, is orbited by the garden planet Vexus and a dense comet cloud. All the continents of Vexus are full of former battlefields telling the sad history of the fallen Boutier civilization. Colonial wars plunged the civilization into a conflict it never recovered from. Ja. An asteroid impact destroys the dominant animal species on Vexus. An animal species on Vexus shows signs of higher cognition. An external planetoid enters the orbital pattern in the Vex system. Immer traurig. Mich nimmt das tatsächlich ein bisschen mit, merke ich. Also man hat sich darum gekümmert, man hat die gepflegt, man hat sich in dieses Lore hineinversetzt, in die Geschichte, hat versucht, sinnvolle Entscheidungen zu treffen und dann sterben sie trotzdem, weil irgendjemand auf die Idee kam, dass man es doch noch eine Stufe weiter treiben kann. Weil man unbedingt neue Länder erobern muss, weil man unbedingt Genozid betreiben muss, weil man unbedingt nicht auf Quarantäne achten will, weil man nicht auf die Ressourcen achtet, die das Land einem gibt. The Cyber Age, with rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and technology, augmented formation, the civilization undergoes drastic change and reaches new milestones in science, engineering and the arts. He still dreamed of cyberspace, hope fading nightly. All the speed he took, the turns he'd taken, and the corners he'd cut in Night City. And he'd still see the Matrix in his sleep. Bright lattices of logic unfolding across that colorless void. Neuromancer by William Gibson, American-Canadian speculative fiction writer. Night City, Cyberpunk. Ist das Night City? Crossing into the realm of AI, formation now have the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communication with faraway beings. However, new technologies present great risks as well, so a little extra wisdom couldn't hurt. Nicht genug Punkte. The formation focus on innovations in engineering. This includes finding a balance between consumption and resource preservation, advancing the infrastructure of their megacities, and exploring the galaxy beyond Kepler. The formation prioritizes military power, creating new tools for defense and combat on Kepler-4 or elsewhere in space. The fear of yet unknown alien enemies inspires dreams of interstellar conquest. In an advancement. The formation can now build vast metroplexes, urbanizing the entire surface of Kepler-4. Oh, das ist dann so ein Coruscant-Ding, huh? Cyber Age technology gives the formation access to resources on nearby planets and moons in the Kepler system. Gucken, was die... The formation arrived at the Sol system. Ah, spannend. Und leider zu spät. As the formation Arc fleet enters the Sol system, scans of Earth find the remains of the long-dead dinosaur civilization. Soon rumors begin to circulate among the Arc fleet that the sunken ruins contain great riches, and the captains of the individual ships begin a risky race to be the first to reach the planet. Forget any ideas you've got about the lost cities, exotic travel and digging up the world. We do not follow maps to bury treasure, and X never ever marks the spot. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Schöner Film. Sie haben uns getroffen. Es tut mir leid, Indy. Sie haben uns getroffen. Those first to arrive on Earth hoard the treasures greedily, refusing to share with the rest of the formation Arc fleet. The latecomers are turned away to that luck in another star system. Okay. Das passt aber jetzt nicht dazu, dass es gesplittet wird. Ah, nee. Doch. Hä? Was haben wir hier? Full deployment. The dinosaur treasures turns out to be not so valuable after all. The formation Arc fleet moves on from their obsession and concentrates on building settlements on Earth. Was? Ich verstehe das gerade nicht. Warum ist das denn negativ? The treasures turn out to be priceless. Bickering and sabotage break out, with various fractions hoping to claim them. Eventually, one saboteur group accidentally detonates the main reactor, dooming the colony. Nein, das brauchen wir nicht. Aber warum ist das denn? Na gut, Full Deployment. Was ja auch passt. Dinosaurs fought one definitive plot war of the soil was exhausted all the available resources of the soul system, the natural life of Earth reclaimed the sunken ruins of the forgotten society of the dinosaurs. The formation began to make the soul system their home. Oh, spannend! Jetzt wird die Erde einfach kolonisiert von den Tattoo-Echsen. Planet ist leer. Wird einfach genommen, was man möchte. Also, krass. The work of remarkable colonial scientists is widely circulated among the colonies. Soul is receiving signal from another star. The colonies astounded when they pick up a radio probe signal from the Kepler system. It is clear evidence of an alien civilization, truly a monumentous occasion, and yet Earth has proven to be a good home for the formation. They worry that these unknown aliens may also be interested in settling here. Auf Kepler leben doch die Tattoo-Echsen. Die Tattoo-Echsen haben jetzt das Radiosignal von den Tattoo-Echsen bekommen und sind überrascht, dass sie das Signal bekommen haben. Sind die so lange in den Raumschiffen unterwegs gewesen, dass sie vergessen haben, wo sie herkommen? Hä? The leaders of the colony broadcast their message of ownership in all directions, warning any who might listen that Earth is occupied. The formation treasure colonized sends a friendly reply to the aliens in the Kepler system, but are careful to end with the final message. There is no room for more on Earth. Ja gut, naja. Afraid that a distant wonder made their colony, the formation treasure colonies, put strict laws in place to make sure that no errant radio signals will get back to the Kepler system. We were here first. The formation colonists establish a new faction. A remarkable colonial laboratory from the formation colonies shares new insights about the soul system. The formation reached a digital age. The formation are now connected via complex computer systems, satellite networks, and mobile communication devices. Simple survival in the alien world is no longer a struggle, and they are now able to truly see the Earth as their home. Fascinating that some fallen civilizations managed to cross the space sea with primitive nuclear devices, and that until they lived under the light of another star that they discovered a way of network computer devices. Quelle of the Quelle, Immortal Space Scavenger. Das ist natürlich echt spannend, ja. Das wäre, wenn wir es geschafft hätten, schon vor 70 Jahren in ein anderes Sternensystem zu fliegen. Ohne irgendwie AI, ohne Smartphone-Technology, ohne Radarsysteme groß, ohne Satellitensysteme auf große Art und Weise. The formation used the connectivity of the new digital era to spread knowledge and understanding. Instant access to information for all creates more egalitarian society. Ja, das nehmen wir. The formation. The formation can now connect large metropolitan bases on a global scale. Oh ja, die Kula. Injustice and Regal. The Nightmare Children. The Kula come to believe that nightmares are messages sent by mighty spirits. In order to receive more such sacred messages, some Kula begin deliberately traumatizing children, placing them in disturbing and dangerous situations to encourage nightmares. What the freak? Oh, erstmal Kinder traumatisieren in der Hoffnung, dass man irgendwie mit Geistern kommunizieren kann. One cannot stop sleeping in fear of bad dreams. Wer hat sich das denn ausgedacht? Das ist ja grausam. Ich stelle mir gerade vor, wie die Autorin oder der Autor davon eines Nachts aufgewacht ist, einen Albtraum hat und dachte so, krass, was wäre, wenn man Menschen oder Kinder absichtlich Albträume unterziehen würde? Mal eine geile Idee, auf alle Fälle. Aber grausam halt. Shortly after the practice begins, it becomes clear that traumatized children often experience severe mental health issues. Nein! Some even turning psychotic and violent. Concerned storytellers soon put an end to this cruelty. Regular, while few are able to endure traumatizing their own children, the belief in sacred nightmares endures. A few selected children are chosen every generation to become night talkers, each undergoing horrific upbringing to fulfill their sacred role. The practice of traumatizing their own children becomes widespread among the Kula. Those who refuse are shamed by their peers for denying the sacred touch of the gods. The deep psychological scars of such universal trauma alter the culture forever. Oida. Ich nehme Regular Development, aber das ist schon eine harte Nummer. Das finde ich schon echt krass. It was common among Stone Age Kula to believe that nightmares were holy messages sent by mighty spirits. To interpret these messages, an elaborate dream code was devised by the priestly class. These grim prophecies did little to bring hope to faithful Kala. Ach ja. The growing clan expands its influence on Regal 7. Aber ich bin immer noch geflasht von dieser Praktik, von dieser Praxis. The Kula establishes a new clan. The Kula reached the excavation age. Oh, das ist auch ein schönes Bild. Dieses Höhlensystem. The Kula begin to hollow out great ice caves, burrowing down to the soil where they can cultivate plants and keep permanent stocks of herd animals. As these early permanent settlements grow, many changes come. Written languages, astronomy, philosophy, and crude metalworking all take their first steps. Let the storm rage on, the cold never bothered me anyway. Frozen. Ich singe das jetzt nicht aufgrund von möglichen Copyright-Problemen. Huddled safe beneath the ice, the Kula develop close social bonds on a tradition of gentle philosophy. Intensive domestication of the rare plant and animal species of Regal 7 begins. As survival becomes easier, wise folk begin pushing the boundaries of Kula knowledge. Hoffentlich ohne Albträume. Wars lies pulled by domesticated beasts clash on the great ice sheets. The vast white landscape is stained with the blood of the fallen. Wir nehmen Wisdom. So, schauen wir mal bis zum nächsten Event. Und dann machen wir mal wieder ein Päuschen. A growing ice hole expands its influence on Regal 7. The Kula mourn the death of a great sage. Conflict between two major Kula republics is settled peacefully. Was gibt's eigentlich auf Frogstar? Frogstar, a flare star system, contains the swamp moon Frogstar 1, additionally rocky planets and a massive debris disk. A huge brown gas giant fills the night sky of the swamp moon Frogstar 1. Nearly every plant on the planet's surface is full of thorns and very toxic. The gigantic river deltas covering the surface of Frogstar 1 are home to millions of different animals. Continental drift creates a new landmass on Frogstar 1. Okay. Formation World Science Conglomerates. Kepler is building spaceships. The Lost Expedition. While searching for mineral-rich asteroids in the Oort cloud of the Kepler system, an accident damages the control mechanisms of a formation mining ship. Locked into the current trajectory, their only choice now is to try to stay alive until they reach the Frogstar system. Da waren wir doch gerade. The so-called castaway civilizations, those that form accidentally when a group is abandoned and assumed dead, are a fascinating topic. It is a pity that it would be unethical to watch one form in real time without intervening. Taman of Asteroid 993, Prune Xenoarchaeologist. Epic Project. The lost mining ship's call for help are glitchy and misunderstood. Believing the ship is heading for great riches on Frogstar, countless others follow its path, triggering a new gold rush. Ach, schön. Fehlinterpretation und alle hinterher. By sheer luck, the accident happens at the beginning of the mining ship's multi-year mission in the Oort Cloud. They have the resources they need to survive the long journey to the Frogstar system. Das nehmen wir. Die Oortsche Wolke ist, ich dachte, das wäre nur was für unser Sonnensystem und nicht für alle Sonnensysteme. Die Oortsche Wolke ist dieses, ich weiß gar nicht, ob es bestätigt ist, dass es überhaupt existiert, dieses riesengroße, ja, ich weiß nicht, was es genau ist. Sind es Asteroiden? Ist es, ich weiß es gar nicht, aber das gibt unser Sonnensystem in einer gigantischen Spanne. Und ich dachte, das wäre aber nur der Name für unser Sonnensystem, aber vielleicht gilt das auch für andere Sonnensysteme. The formation are traveling towards the Frogstar system. The formation Lost Expedition begins a journey from Kepler to the Frogstar system. In einem sehr schönen Schiff. Alles klar, wir machen hier eine Pause. Wir sehen uns demnächst wieder. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Wer möchte, hinterlässt einen Kommentar. Kann mir vielleicht was über die Oortsche Wolke erklären. Wir sehen uns. Bis dann.